Well, now it's a race for the ball, and that should get the job done. Bruno Guimaraes looking for the runner. Neymar. Ribery. Defending in numbers, sharp and uncompromising. Hernandez picks it up out wide. Not pretty, but it gets the job done. Three-nil the score, and very little to suggest that much is going to change. Bruno Guimaraes. That's really well manoeuvred. That's good pressure, good intensity.
Yeah, and the creator-in-chief is unsurprisingly being treated as a special case now.
No, he wasn't being taken in by that trickery. And he's there to clear it.
Le nombre de spectateurs pour ce match, 71 898. Changement pour la France. Le numéro 11, Griezmann. Le numéro
Just
9.
eases him off the ball.
À leur place,
France
le numéro
perhaps
29.
contemplating their next
Le numéro
change here.
21. Changement en cours.
Now it's Mbappe. Well, now here's a good battle, bicep to bicep. Barcola. And it's Dembele. Nice try, but he wasn't buying it. Rafinha. Here's Bruno Guimaraes. Neymar. Rafinha. Oh, that's neat. Linton. And Rafinha. Kante wins the duel this time.
This is the time you need that pace.
Marquinhos. Bruno Guimaraes. That is ended up in no man's land. Mbappe is onto it in a flash. Linton. Almost 75 minutes on the clock now. Marquinhos. Bruno Guimaraes. Pepe. Oh, lovely feed, he is such a good mover. So now we're going to get those changes we have been expecting.
Well, his stamina was called into question then, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with his heart and the efforts he put in. He was very willing, though, not quite able.
Koundé and Upamecano. Fofana chasing after it. Pepe. Lovely bit of skill. Dembele. And it's Ribery. So 3-0 now, and surely there'll be no twists in the plot. Cleared without hesitation. Swings in across. 5 minutes left on the clock.
They've got to make this nice and quick.
And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Dembele. Kante. And here's Mbappe. Linton proves too strong. And that has put paid to that. So just one extra minute for stoppages. Mbappe. Fofana. Pepe. And that will be the final act. Well, that was a tale of two very different teams. One driven, ruthless, prolific. The other quite the opposite in all of those areas. The result, a very accurate reflection of what we saw. Mbappe voted man of the match, and deservedly so. So, Jim, how do you reflect on what we've seen?
Well, the look on the manager's face says it all. He knows he set his attack up perfectly, and the players carried out his instructions to the letter, it would seem. Everything working very nicely.
Many thanks to Jim, and with that, it is a very good night to you. Well, this really is quite uplifting. There is so much to raise the mood all around us. After all, this is when, in the face of anything, hope springs eternal, and the fans puff out their chests proudly. And expectations are rising, and decibel levels are rising. The noise is quite something. You can feel what football means to the people in this part of the world. If you're just joining us, we are already underway. And the history of this fixture tells us always to expect the unexpected. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, I think it's hard to ignore this guy, Mike Maignan, Peter. You don't normally pick a goalkeeper as a potential match winner, but I think his consistency has to allow him an exception, because I think he's just very solid in all aspects of his game, and he has a great relationship with this defence.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Balde cuts out the pass. Zubimendi. Pedri. Nico Williams. Williams! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Anything noteworthy in the early part of the match, Jim?
Well, I think both teams probably feel it's too early for either to start taking real risks. So they're still very much in a phase of testing the waters and sizing each other up.
Lucas Vazquez gets his final warning. Ricky Puig threads one in. Well timed, excellent interception. Mbappe. Zubimendi. Here's Ricky Puig. Pedri. Played back in. Played into space out wide. In with a header! Fair attempt, just the wrong outcome.
Oh, that look of disbelief.
France still without a single shot on target. Well, it looked promising for a moment, but it came to nothing. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning, so good from him.
Zubimendi. That's been cut out, well played. No way through. David Villa. David Villa. David Villa! Goal, Spain!
Well, I think there's a few trying to claim offside, but he looks to have been on. Yeah, he was on.
So the first moment of real significance.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang. Yeah, we get to see this more and more, defenders popping up in these positions.
Can he spark a counter here? Nico Williams. And he welcomes it in. Oh, he's bustling through here.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure.
Throw in. In with the challenge. Now it's Thuram. Played out to the left flank. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Oh, he's managed to get himself offside. And the pass is intercepted. That's really well manoeuvred. No luck with that dink over the top.
A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Thuram. And again, he's sorted that out terrifically.
Just as I thought, Peter, it looks like this is a side that's setting themselves up for a counter-attack.
Yeah, stand by for the early ball, the big one over the top.
Yeah, and those that are up top, Peter, have to be willing to chase. And, of course, those in midfield have to be ready now to recycle.
And they have got just the right players for that.
Barcola, well, he was given the time and room initially to hold on to the ball, but eventually he was squeezed that bit harder and the task became too much. I think he's got to be a little quicker in his distribution then and get others into the match.
They're back in possession and ready to go again. Subimendi. Pedri.
OK, being behind at the break isn't ideal, but there's plenty of time to reply.
Pedri was alert to the possibilities, but in the end it's fruitless. Mbappe! Big relief, it just needed better contact.
OK, it's come to nothing, but it's a warning of further threat on the break.
Hernandez. And that's another good win of the ball. That's a nicely measured pass. Barcola. Conte. Thinks one through.
Look, it's a run defence's dislike, but the timing has to be spot on.
And here's Barcola. Barcola! And that'll be the last act of the first half. So there we are, half-time. Both teams head into their respective dressing room, and while there was a genuine flow about the game, most importantly, there has been just one telling moment. It is still very tight here. The game still up for grabs. And the half-time score, 1-0.
It's a dressing room that needs rousing at half-time because, in truth, they've not really been at it so far. If the pep talk works, we may see a very different side second half. We need to.
And it is a game with plenty at stake, and that does show. Highly competitive, combative, confrontational. It is what you would expect from a game of this magnitude. And if you have just joined us, well, we've just begun the second period here.
Well, I think starting this half in a strong manner is essential, Peter, if you're chasing the game, which they are. You know, go with intent and purpose. Let your opponents know you're not just going to quietly bow down.
Oh, the ball's run loose here. Saliba calmly anticipates. And that has put paid to that. Ricky Puig. Pedri. Well, that's beautifully weighted. Olise. The ball is loose and the chase is on. France still chasing a one-goal deficit here. David Villa strips it back.
Well, he just didn't have any support.
Mbappe is always playing with one eye on the spectacular. Almost an hour gone. Lucas Vazquez. Terrific header! Well, he's hit it long, but astray. Pedri. Referee has just said play on. David Villa. Looking for the run. Can he finish? Whistle's gone and the referee has given a penalty. France faced with a real prospect of letting this slip.
Se va a llevar a cabo un cambio de jugadores.
Mignon, in the context of the game, he must save it. Terrific save by Manuel. Your impression so far, Jim?
Well, the time has arrived to start taking risks. They may well be happy just to level this.
Spain appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Chouameni. France do have options available on the bench if they want to go that way.
Yeah, and I think if you're looking for change in a tight game like this, Peter, it's all about getting the timing right.
Zubimendi. Williams. He's had a shot! Oh, good-looking ball.
Well, yet another interception and a show of anticipation to be commended.
He's in plenty of space here. He's got plenty of space out wide here.
Se va a realizar un cambio de jugadores.
France have now used up all but one of their substitution windows.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Tries a shot! Oh, that could cost them.
Griezmann was already celebrating in his head and probably still can't process how the keeper denied him. What a stop.
Upamecano. And here's Griezmann. And here's Dembele. Now it's Griezmann. Oh, the movement is slick, the speed is slippery. The defence, though, able to hold on this time.
Cambio de jugadores.
He's not got that quite right. Decent hit! Well, now it's a race for the ball. Hernandez gets rid without sophistication. France are looking desperate here, short on time and options.
At least they're going about it as they should, having brought this on themselves.
And he's got the beating of his man. Picked out, and the shot! Oh, yes, it's there! Oh, that is a sweet finish, gorgeously controlled and ruthlessly dispatched.
Well, I think he knew all he had to do was get it under control, and it was always going to end up in the back of the net thereafter.
All square again into the dying minutes.
Well, those players out there must be exhausted now, Peter, but at least they have momentum, which augurs well if this goes to extra time.
Oh, he's been caught napping. Good spot, he's seen the run.
You wonder if that's it now, but there may be one more opportunity, Peter, for a late steal here.
Habrá 4 minutos de descuento.
That's a sharp pass. Oh, good read.
That was well played, well stopped.
4 added minutes on the board. Now it's Mbappe. Yamal. Oh, that's fabulous. Williams. Great ball, and he's in here. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. It is going to need 30 more minutes. No winner after 90.
Well, we can only hope we get an extra time contest of similar ambition, provided fatigue doesn't begin to play a part.
So a short respite for the players as they prepare themselves for another 30 minutes. So our quest to find the winner continues. France did fantastically well to force extra time, having been on the brink of defeat in normal time. In fact, you could say they're the better off of the two teams, at least psychologically. And that is expertly dealt with. Pedri.
This is what good chemistry is all about.
Now it's Mbappe.
They'll want to make the most of this turnover.
And it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Encourage the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Zubimendi.
You can never be short of runners into space, as long...
And the finish! David Villa! Brilliant! And that may just do it!
Spain clearly executed that with considerable confidence. It only took seconds to score once the ball was recovered.
Spain go into the lead.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again.
And here's Mbappe. Iñak looking to run onto it. Short changes him with that pass. Fofana. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Pedri, looking for the runner. Digne. We've reached the midway point in extra time. Yeah, 90 minutes long gone, 15 of an extra 30 have also gone, and the search for a winner is still on. Truly, this is a punishing game on bodies and heads and minds. The outstanding question, the only question, is there still room for one last bit of drama? And the action has already restarted. It has been a slugfest. Significant blows landed, but still no knockout. And it's Ribéry. Whatever he had in mind, that was not it. And he was alert to it. Pedri. Nico Williams is herring after that one. Yamal.
That's good play from him.
France can breathe again, just.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
Oh, that is a good ball to find him. France are in a tearing hurry to save themselves here.
All they need is one big chance, and it may do the trick.
Chance to shoot now. Mbappe. And he lines up a cross. Oh, that's a fine interception.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Yamal! It's run loose. Who's going to get there? And that would have been some goal.
Lamine Yamal just backs himself every time. Give him a challenge, and he rised.
And that is as far as it goes. France can justifiably find this a hard one to swallow. They gave it their all, but ultimately they have fallen just short against an opponent prepared to go toe-to-toe until the end. The end of the game. Reflections?
Yeah, well, I've been on the losing side in games like this, and I can tell you it really does hurt. It's about the fans, and when you let them down, it hurts that bit more. I mean, you can do all the right preparations and still end up on the losing side. I don't think they'll be going out tonight.